love that it does that now, so people know. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to our coach sneak peek. It is Wednesday, May 26th. My goodness, we've had a lot of calls this week for ladies on my team. So usually we do like one night call a week, and we've had three back to back. So it has been a busy week, and I just cannot wait to celebrate with a date night on Friday with my husband. But I am so excited about this one, particularly because this is how my journey started, was with a coach sneak peek. And we'll go into our stories in a little bit, but I just wanted to say welcome and thank you all for coming. And if you want to invite someone to join you too, feel free to send this link. This is an open event. Anyone can come. And we're really just going to talk about what we do as coaches, share our story, and just give you some more information so you guys can decide if this is something for you and something that you want to pursue. Or if you have more questions, you can ask us at the end. But I always encourage people, if they're wondering and they're curious, why not just learn? Like, there's nothing bad that can happen from learning to see if an opportunity is going to be for you or not. So I just love getting people on and having new people and seeing new faces so we can share this awesome opportunity that my sister and I have been able to experience for the past couple of years. So thank you so much. And if you guys stick around, I am going to be doing a little raffle because that's just how I roll. You put a gift card on my face, I'm all about it. So if you stay for the whole presentation, my goal is to keep it under an hour for sure, because I know your time is sacred on these nights, especially if you're working and have little kids. But I will be doing a raffle and be giving you a little sneak peek into what our group is going to be doing for June. And I'm so excited to share that with you guys. So the layout of the night, we are going to, both Nikki and I, so Nikki's my sister, we're going to share our coaching stories and basically why we started coaching. We're going to talk about what is a coach, some misconceptions that people have about coaching, because they're out there. I'm just going to put it out there. When people see network marketing, multi-level marketing, Beachbody, I feel like a lot of us are kind of predisposed to think, no, like don't want to do that based on whatever prior experiences that you have had. So we're going to dig in a little bit to those misconceptions and show you, like, you can really make this whatever you want and run a freaking kick-ass business and not feel gross and icky and salesy. We are also going to talk about income, briefly go over some of the compensation perks and traveling. And then next steps, we'll talk about, if you decide this is something you want to dive into, what you can do, how we can get you set up in one of our groups with a Challenger completion pack, and go from there. And then if you stay for the whole time, I'll do a little surprise raffle for a fun little gift on me. So I am, Nikki, we didn't talk about who's going to go first in sharing our story. I'm going to pull up.
No, because we're both type B, and I was like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're just like, the whole day, we're just like, we've got this. Like, we've done these before. Why don't I pull up my slides quick, and I'm going to share my screen because I know slides help me stay on track. Oh, here, I want to go to the first slide though. Okay. There we are. So the title of tonight is What is Coaching and How It Can Fit into Your Life. And I am excited that me and Nikki are sharing because we are sisters, but our lives are so different. And I think it's just really good for people to hear different perspectives, because so often we can see somebody, or if you're following one of us, or maybe another coach invited you and you're following their story, it's so easy for us to be like, oh, I can't do that because Melissa's got this motivation, or, she can do that because of X, Y, and Z. She stays home, so it's easier for her, or, she has support from her husband. I don't have that. It's so easy for us to get in our heads and be like, we try to almost find like what they have that we don't have to make excuses for why we can't make something work. So the more you get into this and the more stories you hear, you start to realize, wow, like their lives are totally different. They run their businesses totally different. and they find a way to make it work. And it really comes down to just recognizing your own limiting beliefs. And that's basically those beliefs that you create that are limiting you from success that you could be potentially having. So that's why I'm excited for the two of us to kind of team up and share, because we're sisters, but we also like have just crazy different stories, which I think is awesome. So, I mean, I can just go first and then you can go and then take it from there since you have the next topic. So that's how we roll. I love it. So story time. Okay. I am going to do my best to keep this brief. I've been working on it because I'm such a chatterbox, as you guys probably have already seen, but my story really is deep. It goes back to my childhood. I was overweight my whole life. I remember struggling with binge eating and hiding food from people and just being really ashamed of the things that I wanted to eat. Like I could go way into that. So with that food addiction and those issues with food came my issues with weight. But I never really saw the connection when I was younger. I just figured this is just how I was made. Like I just was never a small girl. Like I look back at pictures, you guys, from when I was 7 years old, and I have a 7-year-old now, and I can just see in my pictures, and I'm not saying this to like judge, but I see like just how chubby I was and how I felt. Like I remember feeling chubby at 7 years old and feeling uncomfortable in my skin. I remember at 8 years old going to a women's clothing store, and I was like, like this isn't a little girl store. Like all of those experiences are my experiences. And that's really, it runs pretty deep. So I battled that my whole life, yada, 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 kind of went about it. And then it wasn't until I became a mom and was about to get married. I was in grad school. I packed on a ton of weight. I didn't even recognize myself. And I was like, okay, I need to do something about this. Like, let's get serious. So started my whole weight loss journey. And it was 2018 after my second daughter, Ariana, who you can see in the picture, like that is totally her personality, that I decided in the hospital after all the yo-yos and the up and down and the try this plan, try these supplements, try these, pills or 20-day program and then fall off. I decided in the hospital that day that I needed to change my lifestyle. And then a couple months later, I was introduced to my coach, Brooke Anderson, on social media because I had put a post out about wanting to run a 5K. I don't even like running at all, you guys. I don't like exercising. I'm actually a lazy bones. When people are like, oh my gosh, you're so good at fitness, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's because I do 30 minutes a day. Like I am lazy, like just such a lazy person, like to my core. I could sit here and just be super happy and nap. I love naps. But anywho, I was connected to my coach. I saw she did Beachbody, and I was the same way. I was like, I've heard of that. I actually had bought a challenge pack. I didn't even know what that was. I bought these DVDs back in 2016. I opened the box, saw the containers and the DVDs, closed it, and was like, hell no, I'm not putting that much work in. I'm going to find a quicker route to lose weight. So I was immediately turned off. And she didn't push me. She's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So we started talking, and then I started watching her very closely on social media because she was sharing about people getting results in her group. She was working out while she was 9 months pregnant, which I didn't think was humanly possible. I spent my past 2 pregnancies like kicking my feet up and making my husband run my feet because I didn't want to do anything. I was like, this is the best time of my life to have an excuse to be my lazy self. Not that being lazy is bad. It's just like, I just love to chill. But I saw her working out, and then I saw her talking about the coaching opportunity. And I remember her talking about being a teacher who is now able to stay home with her kids. And at the time, I was a school social worker. So I have my master's in social work, went to 6 years for school. We actually had Aubrey in the middle of me going to school, and I pushed really hard to get my degree and then my master's because how I roll when people are like, oh, you're going to have a baby, you're not going to get your degree. I'm like, watch me get my master's. So I went all the way through school and landed my dream job, and I wasn't happy. I remember just going to my job and decorating my office and feeling super lonely. And I'll never forget taking a picture of my bulletin board that I suck at making. I'm not artistic at all. And I think I put it up on social media too. And I was just like, meh, this is it. Like I wasn't super excited. But people told me in my life, like, that's normal. Like, welcome to the world, Brooke. Like, you graduated, you landed a job, now you need to work until you retire or die. And I'm like, that this this stinks. So I was really drawn to her story and really drawn to coaching. And I didn't want to admit it at first. I just watched her super silently. And then I saw people getting results. I saw her working out. I saw the coaching. Eventually, I made the dive. Didn't do anything for a couple months until December of 2018. I was like, okay, I've had enough. I just had hit my low point, like of just not feeling good in my skin. I had lost a good amount of weight after Ariana, but not, I was kind of just stuck at that plateau that I'd always been stuck at. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this a go, but I'm going to do it my way. So I started sharing in her group. I did 21 day fix, completely modified. I made my own calendar. I know they give you one, but I made my own because I was like, there's no way I'm working out 7 days a week. I need to get into that mindset of creating a habit. And I'm so thankful that I had that mindset at that point because I knew if I didn't make it a habit, it would never last. It would just be another yo yo I would do for 20 days and then fall off. So I went into my first program knowing like I need to figure out something that's going to work for me for life. Saw insane results in those 21 days. I think I lost like 7 pounds, felt so good. And she invited me to a coach sneak peek. And I remember ignoring her. I was like, yeah, sure, maybe. But then the night of the sneak peek, she sent me a message. She's like, I know it's last minute. You just started, but I think you would really enjoy this. And I watched it and they offered like some gift card deal. So I told my husband, like, oh my gosh, I can get an Amazon card for uh Christmas. I should do this. And he's like, okay. And then I signed up, had a conversation with him later, and I was like, you know, I've been watching this girl for a really long time. Well, a few months, and she's talked about coaching. She's talked about how this she's able to bring in an income and travel and do all these things that I had dreamt of doing, but I was so tied down to my now career. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I think this is something I could do. Like, I like helping people. Like, I went into a career field to help people, and that's what she's talking about. And he sat here. We were literally like on these couches, and he's like, well, if you're going to do it, just don't tiptoe in it and do it. I'll never forget that. And from that day forward, I went in and it has been a heck of a road. It has not been all up. I talk about peaks and valleys and mountains and ups and downs and the really high highs and the very low lows. And my coach and I actually joke. I did a call um, like a year back about how to just keep picking yourself back up over and over and over again because my whole first year I said I was going to quit every month. Like it's not easy. So I don't want it to seem like I made this decision and was like, da da da, here I am. No, it's been a journey and we can talk about that in a little bit, but I knew what I wanted. I knew that I had my sight set on getting home. I had my sight set on dreaming big. And once at the end of that first year when I was working full time and working my business and it was damn hard. My husband's a police officer, so he was gone nights and I had two kids at a 40-minute commute. My drive home from work was 2.5 hours, two daycare pickup sites. I found ways to squeeze this business in and build the foundation of my business to where we made the decision for me to stay home at the end of the first year. And then part two comes, which I feel like is almost like even crazier than part one because I realized, oh crap, being home is hard. Like, I love being home with my kids, but I found out I was pregnant right away, COVID, homeschooling, and I discovered in year two that while yes, I want to be home, I really love working. Like, if I had the ability to sit and do this job for 6 to 8 hours a day, I probably would because I'm so in love with it. I really could do it all day, but I have babies at home. So I have to figure out, you know, where to work this business between nap time. Today, my 3-year-old didn't nap. So I had to work it in the cracks of my day. So I'm like nursing the baby and trying to get a little bit of work in. So it looks a little bit different. Um, for me now. And I'm so blessed that I'm home. But my whole year two was this huge come to Jesus moment of me really learning and figuring out who I was as a person and who I was going to be as a coach. So that's my story. Nikki, I will let you go in and share yours.
Okay, it's a tough act to follow. Okay, so my name is Nikki. For those of you who don't know me, I am Brooke's sister, like she said. And it's funny, we were joking if you weren't on the call yet, how she said her hair is in a messy bun, kind of, stay-at-home mom. And then I hear, I'm just, we just lead different lives. I'm a full-time working mom. So just very, very different stories, but enjoying this experience all the same, right? So I am a mom to two boys, 8 and 11, so preteens. So let me tell you, my hair is, if you don't notice, it's getting grayer by the day. I've been married for 16 years now. We just actually had our anniversary. And again, like I said, I'm full-time working mama. Oh my gosh, Brooke, you're writing stuff. I was so intrigued by your story. I was just like watching you. So, okay, I'm gonna ignore the chat. Okay. So yeah, so a full-time working mom, and I have a pretty big, and that's a whole nother story for another day of how that my leadership role kind of came to be. But I'm one of the directors at Early Head Start School, where I oversee our health, mental health, and disabilities departments. So as you can imagine, when COVID hit, that really threw me for a loop in my first years in leadership. So it's been a whirlwind. And also, kind of on top of that, I have what my oldest son is a child with special. We actually travel yearly, at least annually, to Ohio to just see all of his specialists and get all the things done that we need to get done for him. And he does have specialized medical care that we have to do daily for him too. So just again, like Brooke's life, just very busy, just in a different way. And how I came into coaching, I started to think about how do I shorten this up too, because there's a whole story behind it. But what I can share is that I started this about 2 years ago after I saw my sister had this awesome weight loss transformation. And I have actually always been pretty fit. I've always liked fitness, and I went to the gym regularly. So from 16 on, I was, at the gym and loved kickboxing classes and doing so. All of that, part of that came from I come from a family of a lot of obesity. Like basically pretty much everybody in my family is obese. So I was very conscious of that. Like I didn't want to end up like that. So always been into fitness. And then I moved to Slinger, which is, gosh, if you guys don't know Slinger, Wisconsin, that's like, there's no gyms near me. So I lost my gym membership, started to kind of do like little Pinterest workouts or YouTube workouts. And then I saw, again, Brooke have this huge weight loss transformation. And I had done P90X before in the past and done different things like that I didn't realize that was like Beachbody. And then I didn't realize they streamed it now. I was like, wait, what? They're not DVDs anymore. so realized it was like this whole thing, this whole community. So decided to join. So unlike Brooke, I didn't kind of come in, and maybe Brooke, it sounds like you kind of came in as a challenger too, but I came in not like wanting like I knew there was a coaching opportunity, and I was like, don't even ask me. I just want toned arms. Like I just don't go there, because I actually had tried another MLM and really had a kind of a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, I suck at selling. I don't want to do any of that. So came in, kind of just really dove into my health journey. So that was 2 years ago. And then within I would say the first 6 months, I was like, okay, people are starting to notice this is fun. Like I'm really enjoying sharing my story on social media and doing the things, and just kind of getting to know people, and people seeing me in a different light. And so I was like, okay, I could see like kind of sharing this and just giving the opportunity to people if they want it, like there was really no like big vision in there for me. So I started to do that, shared here and there. And then I decided probably a year into it that I wanted to actually coach. still didn't do much with it. Honestly, still very much a hobby coach, I would say, until December of this past year, where I don't know, something, just a line in the sand was drawn for me. And I started to really think about the role I'm in now with my job and where do I really want to go with that. And I still don't know, to be honest with you. There's this vision of like, do I want to stay home or and make this a big vision? I like what I do though at times with my job. I should say at times. Really, I'm a leader and I actually like leading. So then it's like trying to figure out what I want to do. So there, again, this journey is all about self-discovery, I feel like. So I'm still learning what my big vision is, but I definitely know that coaching is part of that bigger vision and getting a team and leading. And so I'm going with it and doing what I can do in the cracks of my days with the time I do have, and hoping to build something bigger than even what I probably am imagining at the point. So that is my journey into coaching world. So what we'll dive into next is like, how does this play out for you, right? Like what you're here, you're joining us tonight. And so what is coaching? And I remember even just thinking that, like, when Brooke very sneakily kept telling me I'd be awesome at it, that I should try it. And so like, it's like, what is that though? And kind of my journey, what I just described to you is there's these three kind of levels. So we're really focused tonight on business building, and that's like our topic. Like, what does it look like when we go all in? But just know that that doesn't necessarily have to be you. There are people who are coming in who just want the discount, just like I did. I didn't want to coach. I didn't want to do any of that. And so we call those discount coaches or like VIP loyal customers. And so really, if that's kind of you, if you're like just loving the products, you're wanting to be part of the team, you're a product of the product, you're using the stuff, like, and you get that 25% discount with it. So you're like just in it for kind of your journey, your own health journey. Then there's that next step, which is like, again, my journey is a little bit like you move into that, you start to see that income opportunity and have fun with it. People start to notice your weight loss or start to notice these things. And so it's kind of molds into like a side hustle, or, you can have like goals like, hey, I want to pay for my Shakeology products, or, I don't want to spend all this money on this, but I really want to keep doing it. So I'm going to start to share my journey so I can pay for this stuff. Or maybe it's bigger than that. Maybe you want to pay for your groceries for the month, or recreation for your kids, or, just anything that where you're like, I don't want to have to worry about that, but this would be really nice to have that kind of that side cash. So that's kind of how you want to think about like that next step of like hobby coach. So you're not necessarily having that big vision of building this empire, this team, but you're enjoying sharing it. But you're also working on yourself. And then you go into business builders, which again is more about what we're trying to show you tonight. And that is what it really does look like to kind of go all in, and really what you're thinking about when you're a business builder is, what is your big vision? What is your why? What goals do you have? So, and it can be totally different. Like Brooke knew right away she wanted to be home. I'm not sure about that. Like that's not necessarily everybody's vision, isn't to just stay at home or, be at home and doing this business, but maybe you want to have enough money to travel like 3 times a year, or maybe you want to, like whatever that big, like you have to really think about what your why is and what you would want out of that. So you have to think, what are your bigger dreams, and how having that consistent cash flow could help you with that. Maybe it's about having that community and really just helping you. The cash flow is nice, but maybe your bigger why is like, I really want to travel with all of these women and have girl trips and do these things. So it really is, it's all about self-reflection and why are you building a business, because that's how you have to treat it, is like a business. It's not like, for instance, like my job, I can't just be like, yeah, I'm not going to go to work today because I don't feel like it. I mean, there are days I wish I could do that, and that's the same with this. Like, this isn't how you, like, more as a hobby coach, you would be like, okay, I don't really necessarily have to do it because you're not really thinking about it as a business, but that's where it's a little different. It's like, this is my business and I want to make something of it. So even if you're tired, you're like, I'm going to dig in, drink some go-go juice and keep on going. So that's what I would say kind of the 3 levels of coaching are, when you're joining in. So what does that mean? So you're like, okay, great. I want to be a business builder. I want to be a hobby coach. What do I have to do that? Right. And so I like to think about this as like, what is our job description? And really it's like kind of what I was saying, it's about working on ourselves first. That is your number one goal. And I mean, no job, I feel like no other job has that, where like you can't do the job until you take care of yourself. So that is your number one goal, is making sure you're taking care of your health. And that doesn't necessarily just mean your physical health, it's your mental health, your spiritual health, your financial health. You need to feel healthy in your skin, in your soul, basically, to really be able to portray that to others and share that gift with others. So after that, and with that, so I don't want to even say after that, because I kind of jumping into one of our misconceptions is that you have to be perfect or reach your perfect goal or whatever what that thought is. Like, well, I'm not skinny mini over here, I'm a hot mess mama, like I can't do this. Then that's not true. Actually, you are a ton more relatable when you're that person. Like, you want people, you're really here to link arms with people and run with them, not get 10 steps ahead of them and then say, come join me. It's really about like starting your journey now, linking arms with those around you, sharing your story, yes, on social media. So for those of you, we can talk about that misconception and fear, because I know that was one of mine. I still complain to this day, like, I suck at social media, but I'm trying, right? We all learn. So social media is part of it. And so it's, again, just sharing that. And so working on ourselves, sharing our stories so that they're authentic, relatable with others. You're finding your people that you can relate with. And then you're connecting with them. You're kind of think of yourself as a professional friend maker, which, again, another limiting belief of mine. I'm like, I am not good at making friends. Like, I am not good at small talk. So I say that to myself a lot, and I need to stop, because it's not true. Like, I definitely can talk to people, and so you're connecting with others, and then you're inviting them. So again, that can sometimes feel icky to people if it's done in a weird way, where you're maybe like just cold messaging somebody. So really, it's about making a friendship first, and then saying, hey, I see that your health goal is this. Do you want to join me in that? So that is really one of our biggest things, is inviting people to join, change their lives too. And then really just at that point, once you've got them joined, you really want to zone in on helping them get results. Like, that is our job. That's what coaching is getting results for people. And I can tell you, my first year, I really poured into a lot of people that necessarily weren't totally ready to jump in, and that can be exhausting sometimes. So this job can be exhausting when you're kind of leaning into that. So it's really running with the people who are really ready to run and jump in and get those results. And it is so fulfilling I just, like, when I started to see people of mine actually start to get results, it is like the most fulfilling job I've ever done in my life, and definitely something I'm super proud of. So, and I didn't do the work. Like, I was just there, right? I was just there to witness it, but I'm just so proud of those people. And so I want to share that gift with others who are doing this journey, is like, just wait for that sweet moment when you see somebody change their life, and it's amazing. So some of the misconceptions kind of going into this, I know I leaned into this already with being like perfect or, having to reach your goal weight or, you don't have to, again, you don't have to do that to do this. We are not fitness and nutrition experts. Like, girl, you could be eating like, I don't know, 500 grams of carbs and like not know what, I don't even know if that's it. I don't know. I'm not a nutrition person, but we don't have to know that because we have lots of experts on, our Nutrition Plus membership, all of that. We have so much access and resources that you can just guide your people to those resources. You obviously will learn while you're going, but you don't have to be a personal trainer or a nutrition expert. It's really about finding out what their goals are and then leading them to the right resources and just linking arms with them and finding the resources for yourself. Even maybe it's something, you're an emotional eater, so you're going to find some resources on that and then share out with your people because it's likely they might be doing the same thing. Shakeology. So yeah, again, as far as like knowing everything about all of our supplements, again, we have so many resources at your fingertips. So when you join this, you are not alone. You can reach out to all of your upline groups. You would reach out right on we have what's called a back office, a coach back office, where it has a ton of training on everything you would need to know or share with somebody if they're asking questions about some of our products. So you don't need to be an expert on it. And it's okay to say, you know what, I don't know yet, but I can go find you that answer. Or here's a place that you can find that answer. So again, you don't need to be the expert on it to start doing this stuff. And then a pyramid scheme. I know scheme, I don't know what the word is, but either way, God, I heard that all the time with my last MLM too. And truly pyramid schemes, they're illegal. So, I mean, Beachbody would have been shut down a long time ago if that's really what it was. And what's really, yes, we all help each other out. So if you have people under you, yes, they're helping you out. But at the end of the day, like someone under me, for instance, Anne Marie is under me. But if she were to get this huge team and go running with them, they can surpass me. They could surpass Brooke. It doesn't matter. It's not a pyramid scheme. Basically, I don't know, Brooke, if you have more to say about that. But it's just not. So you can look that kind of stuff up. Those are illegal. That's not what this is. I know sometimes MLMs just it's multi-level marketing. That's what this is. And I know a lot of times there's just a bad rap out there. There are companies who have done things that are not good. And so unfortunately, MLMs do kind of have that bad rap, but this is a reputable one. It's going in amazing. I'm telling you the time to join now because they are about to blow up big with some of the moves they're making, and it's going to be an awesome journey. So I'm definitely really excited to be part of this amazing team. So
I am so glad you brought that up because I keep thinking I have in my notes all highlighted, the things that are coming for our company is massive. We are about to be publicly traded, or publicly listed or whatever, traded. See, again, I don't know, but which is huge. They had to go through a huge process to be able to do that. Basically you can buy stocks on the stock market and whatever. They're partnering with Mix Fitness Bike. So we are getting a bike pretty soon. And we had a Peloton trainer that just joined our team and is creating our first bike program this year. We're it gives me chills. There are so many big things happening. And I just wanted to put the pyramid scheme in there too, because that's what a lot of people think. And I'm on so many boards and groups and stuff where people are like, don't support MLM. And I won't lie, very early on that got in my head and I was terrified. I saw this coaching opportunity and I was talking to my coach, Brooke, and I was like, she's actually, she's super chill. She's nice. She's not what I had expected because I had kind of crafted in my mind, what MLMs looked like. And I actually tried a couple companies too, more of their products, but considered one as well and signed up and quit the next, like, I think it was like the same day. But I worked for one that was shut down for being a pyramid scheme. And I never really understood what that meant in the beginning because people just throw that around. And even my husband was like, oh, you're working for one of those pyramid things. But Nikki explained it beautifully. Basically, like what companies that just recruit bodies, there's no trade, like, services are goods that are being sold and you're making money based on the bodies and the people at the top make more and you just keep going. Like that's not how our income plan is structured. Just like Nikki said, if someone down below me decides to go all in, like you guys can far surpass me. And I'll talk a little bit now. That's like the perfect lead in into our income and compensation plan. So we talked about our job, right? So we focus on ourselves first and foremost. And I like to think that your job is to get the best transformation ever. Because when you share that and people see that you are transforming, people want to know how you're going to do that. So you are becoming product of the product. You are doing the fitness programs. You are following the nutrition programs that have been laid out by the professionals. Like you don't have to be a pro. If you have that background, like thumbs up and kudos, you can totally use that to your advantage to, make that kind of your brand and your like way that you're going to connect with people. But you don't have to have that. We have those resources right there. So you're digging into your journey. You don't have to start at your goal weight. I wasn't at my goal weight or goal size, but the more that you think, okay, my job is to get the best physical and mental transformation and to share that with people along the way as you are doing it, it's going to become more natural to just start sharing. And then you're having conversations and finding ways to invite people while also providing value, which I think is huge. And these are all things that we will mentor you on and talk to you about if you decide to jump in and dive into this opportunity. So if you're like, oh my gosh, like that sounds like so much, like once you sign up, like we get you in, like we have groups, we have trainings, like we have resources to really break these things down for you too. This is just a really good overview of what our job looks like. So the same thing with income. I'm not going to like slap the whole compensation plan on you guys. You can actually look that up if you want on Google. Google is my best friend. I use it for everything. But generally, we do get 25% commission on just about everything. I think some items we get a little bit more commission. But that's super cool. So I like to think like our hobby coaches, kind of like Nikki explained, are people that are just doing it for fun, maybe for the commission. Like you are really loving your Shakeology. Your mom wants to try some. You're a coach. She wants to buy it. What I would do is I'd have her buy from you. So you get the kickback instead of me. And I can help you have that conversation, put us in a 3-way chat, figure it out and get them signed up. I do that a lot with like family members and friends because to me, it just makes sense. And if down the line, if for whatever reason, you decide to coach, well, then they're already under you. And then it gets really messy, like moving people around. So you could totally do that as a hobby. Everyone gets 25% commission. We have certain bonuses, but the biggest opportunity here when we're talking about business building and those big income numbers you might see or hear about, or people that are replacing their income or paying for their mortgage and daycare. And honestly, you guys, even people that are making any sort of consistent money. So I don't want you guys to think that just like, oh, I just want to make $500 a month. I don't need to be a business builder. I can treat this like a hobby. You need to be in that business mindset, even if you want to make $500 a month, because this takes time. You're not signing up for a job where we interview you, you come in and you have a set paycheck with set hours. You're an entrepreneur. You're starting from the ground up. So you are building. So you are doing these things. And my favorite analogy is the pumping of the well, where you're pumping a well super hard and you don't get a lot of water at first. But eventually, over time, if you keep pumping it with the same amount of effort and energy, your well starts to flow. So you see someone over here, you're pumping the well at the same rate, but they're getting a ton of water and you're not. It's because you haven't done it for as long. There's time and consistency to making any sort of consistent income in this business. So if you want to pay for your products every month, you need to start treating it like a business. If you want to pay for the groceries every month, you need to treat it like a business. So I just want to get you guys into that mindset. And the residual income comes from filling a team and rank advancements. So we have multiple rank advancements. The first one, when you guys sign up, is super easy. We can send you an Emerald call, and it talks all about our first rank, how simple it is to get to Emerald. So you can open up this part of the compensation plan and get what we call is team cycle bonus. Basically, every product that we have has volume attached to it. And we've got you at the top right here. You are the CEO of your business, not me. I'm not Brooke the boss. Nikki's not your boss telling you everything you need to do. You're signing on and you're making the decision to start your business. We are here to help and support and mentor you and help guide you, because we are building businesses as well, but we are not in charge of you. So you're at the top of your business, and we have a binary system. So you have a right leg and a left leg. I don't know if that's right. So when you sign up your first 2 coaches, whether they're working, discount, friends or family. So let's say tonight you could do this. You sign up with one of us and you get your 2 best friends to join with you, or your mom and your sister. Bam, your Emerald, you open up this part of the compensation plan and you can start earning based on the productivity of your team. So when, let's just say your mom over here really likes Shakeology and buys 3 bags. I'm going to say 2 bags because simple math, 2 bags, and that's 200 volume. Okay. And then your best friend over here buys a bag of Shakeology. That's 200 on one side, 100 on this side. You have just now made money based on nothing that you did, no commissions, just from them buying the stuff because they fall in love with it. And you guys are all drinking Shakeology together and having fun. You would get, as an Emerald coach, $14, Ruby coach, $16, Diamond, $18. And I know that sounds like, I remember when I first heard that and I'm like, well, that's great. It's like $14, cool. But let me tell you, when you get into that business mindset, you're pumping that well, you're sharing, you're inviting people, and you are doing these activities every single day, and you're working the business, and you start to grow. That grows to where people are team cycle bonusing daily. I mean, daily, hourly, like minutely. They have to cap it at some point, but that's where a bulk of the income comes from, is having a team and creating a community, adding people to our communities, and just getting people to really fall in love with their journeys and get results ultimately at the end of the day. Other perks that we have, like for our team locally, we love to do get-togethers. That's how, when I started, coaching, I was like, I want to do this because I need to get out more. I need girl time. I love my family. I love my husband, and we do date nights now, which is great, but I needed some girl time. So we do coffee, breakfast, dinner. I put in like one of the first slides that we're like party animals at heart. Like, we like to have fun when we get out. And when we were at the wine bar the last time, like, we were a little rowdy. It was a good time. But so those are like little things that we like to do now. Thankfully, that things are starting to get back to normal. Like, my hope is every couple of months, like every month would be ideal, but we do it every so often. Celebrations for girls in our company or in our team that are hitting ranks or whatnot, we celebrate that and get together. So we also have an annual coach summit. Our team is actually, we just got an Airbnb in Milwaukee this year. Unfortunately, the in-person event was canceled in St. Louis, but we're doing our own thing. We're going to Milwaukee for 3 days. Super fun. So when you guys decide to join our team, we will send you the invite to that, and you can check out the details and the agenda on that. And a bunch of us are going, so you can party with us and learn even more about the business, which is going to be super fun, and got some other cool activities we're going to do. We have an annual Success Club trip. So I'm not going to go all into Success Club, but basically it is our rewards and recognition system, which is another big vital behavior in our company, is recognition. And I didn't really think much of it in the beginning, but I am an Enneagram 3. I like being recognized for stuff. And I like when people are like, you can't do that, like trying to shoot even further. But recognition is huge. And I started reflecting on just like my old job. And I remember the one thing that burnt me out from being a social worker was the lack of recognition. I would go in and bust my freaking behind on whatever. I remember I worked at 3 different schools. So I would be at one school and we would have a case or something. There was a crisis and I was busting my butt and I would feel like, dang, I just did such a good job. I would go to my other school and they'd be like, where were you? Why weren't you here when we needed you? And I'm like, nobody just saw how much I busted my butt over here. Like, are for real? And that drained me, you guys. I mean, that really truly, I loved what I did as a social worker. Like, that is like my heart and passion is with helping people. But that lack of recognition killed me slowly daily and pushed me away from my career because I felt like maybe I'd get a little pat on the back, but it was like, but you missed this over here, or you could have done this. I just never really felt like I was getting what I deserved for the work that I was putting into. Maybe that's selfish, maybe not, whatever. But Beachbody is huge on recognition. Like between us, when you sign up as a coach, like we love to give gifts, the company gives us gifts, and the Success Club trip is their way to give us a big gift for hitting benchmarks in the business. And next year, I think it's going to be Punta Cana. So that is something that you guys can totally shoot for, which is awesome. On top of like a bunch of other prizes, and they put your name on the National Wake Up Call, and we celebrate you as a team. Like recognition is like one of the key fundamentals of our business. So that's that trip that we have every year that you guys can shoot for and try to earn. And it's really not that challenging. My first year, I hit that. I had no idea I was even going to hit it. I was just kind of doing it, having fun, like working, and I earned it. Unfortunately, COVID happened, but things are coming back, right? We also do annual diamond retreats, which is another thing that you can earn. So the diamond rank that we have in our business, like for business builders that are coming in hot, like that's something you want to shoot for sure, is to get to diamond so you can get on these retreats. My coach's coach takes care of it. And all we have to do is pay for our ticket to get down there. There's food, there's fun. Sometimes there's personal trainers that show up. Like we get to take pictures. Like, I mean, it is a blast. So this year it's going to be in Destin in October, and Nikki and I are going to be going together. We got to plan that. So guys, sign up, join, get to diamond. It sounds intimidating at first, but with everything that is happening this summer, I can tell you guys in the past 2 years, I'm going into my 3rd summer now. June, July, and August are the hottest months. They are always my biggest month for getting people in. And I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I always get really good coaches in summer and November and December. So you guys have this is the prime time to join. If you want to start a business, like you need to do it now so you can start working towards these things. And then we also have super weekends every quarter. So the company puts on like a quarterly training to give out a bunch of announcements. Those typically used to be in person, but because of COVID, they haven't been. Hopefully that's coming back again soon, but we've been kind of doing our own. So those are just some travel experiences that you guys can benefit from signing up as a coach. And then at the bottom, I just put down the Beachbody income disclaimer, because although we talk about income, and if you guys want to see my income progression, like please send me a message. I will share it with you. I don't share it publicly because I want to be in compliance with our company. And they are just very careful because, like I said, there's a lot of companies out there that will make claims like, make $1 million in 2 weeks. Like that's just no, please don't fall for any of that. It's not true. And Beachbody is very aware of these other companies and businesses and people that are doing things like that and sucking people in, and they don't have good intentions. So we do have this income disclaimer that basically for coach earnings, it is based on our own efforts, diligence, and skill. So you can look into that again online a little bit more, easy to Google. Okay, so we are coming up on that hour mark. Oh, guys, I'm doing my best to keep it short. But what are the next steps? I know some of you guys are already coaches, or some of you are customers. Maybe you're not coaches yet, or maybe you're signed up as a VIP currently, and you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna I want to try this. I'm gonna go into June and I'm gonna start working this business. Like now is my time. Well, first, we want to get you into our groups. We want to get you started on your journey. You need to get onto a program. Whoever invited you here tonight, whether it was myself or Nikki or another coach on our team, you're going to message them and they are going to get you set up with a challenge pack or a completion pack based on where you're at right now. So if you're brand new and you've never bought a challenge pack, you're going to get set up with a challenge pack. And I'll show you that slide in a minute. If you are a customer and you're looking to upgrade as a coach, we are going to get you a completion pack, which is a little bit cheaper, which is yippee skippy. That's exciting, because these two options are going to waive our $40 coach sign up fee, which kind of like I would rather you guys get a bunch of product, and you'll see in the next slide like what you get in a challenger completion pack to get you started, because you want to start using the products, start using the programs, and really like commit to your journey first and get into our groups. So we have all of us have like kind of different groups going on right now. I know for myself, I have a Facebook group and a BOD group. So we will get you in to both of those. And then for June, a little sneak peek, I haven't shared this with anyone yet. We have our 21-day habit challenge. I don't know if you guys have heard of 75 hard, which I had a coach call today from my mentor. He brings in a bunch of speakers and she was talking about doing 75 hard. It's like a big thing right now. We have kind of taken that, but we have tweaked it to make it a 21-day challenge. But Melissa Pierce, who's on here, actually brought up the idea of doing a habit challenge. So instead of focusing on like going gung-ho and doing 2 45-minute workouts a day, we are doing a 21-day habit challenge where we are going to be focusing on creating healthy, sustainable habits for 21 days. So drinking your water every day, doing a BOD workout, getting outside for some movement. It's going to be June, so it should be nice. Mowing the lawn counts, or chasing your kids. I'm just going to say that right now. And then reading or listening to personal development, like 10 minutes a day. Like those are the things we're going to be focusing on. And to kick that off, we are going to be offering a free week, June 7th through the 13th. And I haven't even announced this to my team yet, and I'm so excited about it. I was telling Nikki a little bit earlier, I'm like, I haven't even told anyone this, but we are going to be doing a free week. And that free week leading up to the 21-day challenge that'll start on June 14th. It's going to be like a mini challenge. So it's going to be totally free. People can join. But if you purchase a Shakeology sampler pack, which is like $23, I think it's a little under 25. It's under $25. You get a Shakeology sampler pack. You can participate in that 7-day prep challenge and get a head start on everyone that isn't in the challenge just yet. So you buy that pack, you can win a prize. And I haven't thought of a prize yet. Like I got to come up with something, but I'm thinking like big, like a full-size product or like gift card or something, like a pretty cool prize, because that's how I roll. But you have to buy a Shakeology sampler to be able to participate in the 7-day challenge part of it. If you want to give it a go, get a kickstart. And that's actually what I'm going to be raffling off tonight. So I'm going to look through the group real quick here, do a quick raffle. So if you get selected, you're in and you're able to be eligible for that prize for just being here tonight. So yay, I haven't even shared that yet, but I'm super excited. It's the first time I'm doing a mini challenge like that within a free week. Again, anyone can join, but if you want to like really commit to your journey and like get a head start, you've got to buy that sampler pack. There'll be more info to come. So, all right. And then these are just the packs that we have. So again, you guys are ready to go in. First thing is committing to your journey. Tell us what your goals are. You got to communicate with us so we can help you dive into our community. Just get in there, introduce yourself, start checking into BOD groups, start logging your workouts, your shakes, your sweaty selfies. Like we love that. I want to see all of that. Hi, Ryan. And then if you're wanting to dig into coaching, find a friend or two. Again, throw us in a group chat. Nikki and I would be happy to help you figure out how to get you guys all set up so you can start off together. And then also so you guys can see results early on as a new coach, because there's nothing like one, doing this with family and friends, clearly. Like I love doing this with my sister. And I mentioned it earlier in the chat, but I told her she'd be a good coach because she basically coached me in every single area of my life up until now. Every area, as a mom, as a wife, as a student, as a coworker. We actually worked together for like 3 months and then I quit. Like she has helped me through so many things in my life. And I saw that in her. I'm like, gosh, if she could have done that for me, like I knew she was going to be amazing at this too. So think of the people that you would love to do this with, like maybe coworkers that you have or friends that, you talk about, oh man, we should really start working out together. Tell them you joined tonight. Tell them about this opportunity. Say, hey, I really want to do this. Do it with me. I'm the kind of girl, like, is anyone here? Like, you go out to the bar or even to a restaurant, and you're like, I have to pee. And everyone's like, me too. And you all go together. Like, it's the same thing. Like, I'm going to try this. Me too. Let's do it. So much more exciting to go to the bathroom all together or go do a workout all together. All right. That was weird. I just had to throw that in there because, like, that's literally what this is like. Keep it simple. Just say, this is something I'm going to do. Let's do it together, hold each other accountable, and have fun. So, all right.
All I kept thinking was, or both, if you have mama problems.
Or both.
Workout and going to the bathroom.
Like when we worked out with Jericho. We're like, does she do this? Is this just us? No, it's everyone.
Does she pee her pants when she does jumping jacks? Because I do.
Who can relate? Like, raise your hand if you've ever paid while doing jumping jacks or any sort of move with these programs. Okay, I'm going to stop being weird. I'm going to stop sharing. That's just how we roll. Any questions? Hi, Ryan. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for sticking around. And oh my gosh, I have to do my little raffle. How am I going to do this? I see Melissa, Anne Marie. I don't know who iPhone is. If you put your name, that would be helpful. Nicole and Kim. I should have thought about this a little bit.
No,
Did Ryan? Let's have Ryan pick somebody because he's unbiased. Oh wait, hold on. Pick a number. I'm gonna assign everyone.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pick a number 1 through 6, Ryan.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicole, you win! Nicole Talent. Thanks, Ryan. Last time I think I just randomly like pointed, but I looked too soon and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So that was perfect. All right, Nicole, lady, mama, I am going to send you a Shakeology sampler pack. So I'll message you after this call. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you have any more questions, just reach out. We're friendly people. Send us a message. You can reach out in our groups too, because if like one of us doesn't get back right away, like someone's there to answer you. We have so many coaches and people that are in there, but if you're interested in the coaching opportunity, you're wanting to get started, like get into our DMs, tell us what you're thinking, tell us what your goals are, and we will get you picked or set up on the right path that is a good fit for you. So, all right, everyone, thanks for